Erling Haaland crushes another couple of goals. He has a brace this weekend, and he ends up tying Mo Salah for the most goals within a 38-match EPL season. He's two more goals behind Cole and Shearer for the most goals ever in an EPL season. So it bodes the question. Yes, he's only been here 1 year, but is Erling Haaland the greatest scorer in EPL history already?
Not quite, but he will be. He will be. And it makes me smile. It was only, about a month ago that he was going through a barren spell. And people were starting to say, was it a good move for City and has it thrown them? And then he scores a hat-trick or 2 hat-tricks the next 2 weeks and everything's fantastic again. He's an absolute machine. He's not there yet. And EPL history is going to be now, in his career, I think he scored something like 160 goals. I think English top flight, Jimmy Greaves is still up there with 350 something. So looking at history in the top flight of English soccer, and he's got a bit of a way to go to beat the great Jimmy Greaves. But yeah, he's looking like he's going to blow away. Well, he's got 8 games to score 3 goals to take that record in a season. So it looks like he's going to be doing that. And then he's 22, for heaven's sake. I mean, he's got how many years he got left? I mean, he's going to just, if he sticks around in the Premier League, he's going to blow it away.
Yeah, no, he really is. And I think he is on the precipice of becoming that. I agree with you. He isn't quite there yet. And normally I would say I want more than a 1-year sample size, but no one's ever walked into the Premier League, the toughest league in football, soccer in the entire world, and done anything like this. I mean, what he's done has been incredible. 32 goals in 28 matches so far. He's been even better in the Champions League. 7 matches in the Champions League, he has 11 goals. It is insane what he's doing right now. It's video game type numbers that you wouldn't believe an actual human being could put up. But I'll tell you, if he, I mean, it's not off the table that with 8 matches to go and he only needs 2, that he could throw another 8 up. And if he hits 40 in EPL play alone, if he hits a 38, 40, something like that, I think we all are going to have to tip our cap and say, yes, it's a 1-year sample size, but no one's ever been better than Erling Haaland is playing this single season. Is that a fair statement? Maybe he's not the greatest all time, but no one's ever been better than Erling Haaland at the same time.
I think that's fair to say. I think, and you hit on a really good point earlier on, Will, when you said that he's hit the ground running. No one's done this. No one's come in from another league and just gone at it. How many times do you hear, oh, they've got a bed in, they've moved abroad, they've got to settle into the surroundings, they've got to settle into the pace of the Premier League. And it's happened time and time again. Liverpool, Chelsea, they've all been looking for that replacement forward. And Haaland comes in and he's just from the word go, he's unstoppable. And I noticed that I heard another good stat actually of his 40-odd goals for the season in all competitions. 30-something of them were one-touch goals. So he didn't have a touch to set himself and then finish. He was just hitting the ball first time as it was coming at him. Now that's unbelievable finishing, and that's confidence. A lot of players who don't have that confidence. They want to get a touch to set themselves up. One touch, 30-odd goals. I mean, that's amazing. That shows his confidence.
And so, like, you mentioned the 2 names that I was thinking of when I said it. I didn't want to say it, but I'll say it. But since you kind of alluded to it, I'll go ahead and say it. Look at Timo Werner, right? He comes into the league and he's, and it's just not the same as when he was in Bundesliga. And he mentions the difference in the physicality level that dealing with center halves that you have in the EPL. You have Gakpo, who's coming from a Dutch league. Not great. You know what I mean? Like he has struggled to start off his career there, but Erling Haaland hits the ground. And yes, he's with City and that's a difference maker, but it isn't like Liverpool's devoid of talent. And it isn't like Chelsea.
Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah. It isn't like Chelsea was devoid of talent either. So, I mean, yes, he's surrounded by great talent, but so have other people, and they haven't done anything close to this whatsoever. Is what product or what part of what we're seeing from Haaland do you think is a product of Pep and the system, or what part of it is just Haaland is that amazing, and when he can do it first time, there's nobody that can stop it when he's capable of doing that?
Well, it is partly the system, and the one touch finish is a clue to that, because a lot of the times his back post it's a tap in the 6-yard box, but he's also getting a lot of crosses. He's always putting the header in at the far post, or he's just, and the other thing, he's just a big guy. He's just so hard to defend against. He's a big, strong guy, holds the big defenders off that are traditionally in the Premier League. And so the system suits him. I often have visions when he was playing in Germany of Haaland running from the halfway line or running a quarter of the way of the field and outpacing defenders. You don't see that now because of the way City play. So he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to do that, and maybe that he's conserving energy, and maybe his career, if he sticks around with Manchester City, he's not having to do as much running. He's not having to do as much physicality. Has been in the right place at the right time, through ball from De Bruyne or one of the other five, or Grealish, or one of the other 5 or 6 players that can deliver it on a plate for him. And there he is. Thanks very much. Just a tap in. So yeah, they're great tap ins. He does score the spectacular as well. He's capable, and that's the key. He's capable of anything. He's capable of the overhead, the kick, the header, the outside the box, the tap in, the back post sliding in. He's capable of it all. It helps. Yeah, he gets a lot more goals playing for Man City than he would if he was playing for Wolves. But he's earned that by being great.
What's interesting too, and again in the States, we haven't had access to English Premier League soccer, but just for a handful of years. But I'm used to seeing the top scorers that I have laid eyes on. Mo Salah, how many of those were on the counterattack, right? Or Harry Kane, how many of those were under Poach where it was just pressing high? Kane makes a play, Son makes a play, somebody makes a play, Dele makes a play, right, and they feed Kane, and then it's not like these goals are coming off of Haaland pressing high, you know what I mean? Someone makes a mistake and he just scores, or you're just faster than everyone else, the way that Liverpool was during, some of the better teams that Klopp has had, and we see Salah able to finish. They're doing this with maintaining possession. Seeing Haaland be able to score this many goals with the way that City maintains possession, to me, that's just something that I've never been able to see at this level of soccer.
No, he's having to be very patient, because you're right. It's not just a quick one over the top and away you go. He's watching the build-up. He's taking it all in. He knows their patterns. He knows their patterns of play. He knows where Grealish is going to go. He knows where De Bruyne and company are going to go. And he's obviously very smart, as well as just strong and fast. So yeah, he does. He has it all. And when he was going through that barren spells, it's comical to say it really. He went, I think, 2 games without scoring. And it seemed as though he was just finding his feet and getting used to the way City play again. For whatever reason, he just kind of he hadn't really lost touch at it. Let's face it, he went 2 goals without scoring. So he's intelligent enough to adapt and just to drop into the City way, and he can score all types of goals. That's the key.